If you feel like your money doesn't go as far as it used to, you're not imagining it. That's called inflation, and today I'm going to explain it simply. No confusing terms. No economics degree required. Welcome to Simple Financial Literacy, where we break down money topics in a clear, practical way for everyday life. If you've ever felt confused about money, this channel is for you. Folks, let's talk about something on your minds right now. Today, January 20th, 2026. You go to the grocery store. You fill up your car with gas. You pay your rent, and you feel that sinking pit in your stomach. It feels like your money is evaporating. You worked hard for that paycheck. You know how many hours you put in. But when you spend it, it buys less than before. Inflation means prices go up over time, but the value of your money goes down. In simple terms, you need more money today to buy the same things you bought before. Inflation is not something you caused, and it affects everyone. That's it. That's the whole definition. When prices for everything from bread, milk, cars, houses go up, it means the value of each one of your dollars goes down. Think of it like this. Your dollar is a tool, and inflation makes that tool weaker. It takes more of your dollars today to do the same amount of work that fewer dollars did yesterday. This isn't some abstract theory. It's a reality you live with every single day. Imagine you have a $20 bill. 5 years ago, that $20 might have bought you a tank of gas, a couple of gallons of milk, a loaf of bread, maybe even a treat for the kids on the way home. Today, in 2026, that very same $20 bill might only cover the gas, and that's if you're lucky. The bill itself didn't change, it's still a 20, but its purchasing power, what it can actually buy in the real world, has been seriously weakened. That is inflation in action. Think of your income as a bucket you're trying to fill with water, and your expenses are a small hole in the bottom of that bucket. For years, you knew exactly how much water you needed to pour in to keep the bucket full. But inflation comes along and makes that hole bigger. All of a sudden, the water is draining out faster. You're pouring in the same amount of water, your paycheck hasn't changed, but the bucket is emptying quicker than before. The important thing to remember is that this process happens gradually. It's not usually a sudden explosion of prices overnight, though it can feel that way sometimes. It's more like a slow leak. A little bit here, a little bit there. The price of coffee goes up a quarter. Your electric bill creeps up by $5. The cost of a haircut goes up. None of these things on their own feels like a catastrophe, but when you add them all up, month after month, you realize you are running faster on the treadmill just to stay in the same place. That's the quiet danger of inflation. Let's get very specific and talk about where you are actually seeing and feeling the sting of inflation. This isn't just about numbers on a government report. This is about your life. The most obvious place for most families is the grocery store. You walk in with your list, the same list you've used for years. But the total at the checkout counter keeps climbing higher and higher. A carton of eggs that used to be a couple of bucks now costs more. The price of ground beef for taco night has gone up. Flour, sugar, cooking oil. Then there's the pain at the pump. You remember a time when you could fill up your entire tank for a certain amount of money, and now that same amount of money barely gets you to the halfway mark. This increase doesn't just affect your personal travel. It has a ripple effect across the entire economy. Transporting the food that stocks the grocery store shelves, shipping the packages you order online. Higher fuel costs get baked into the price of almost everything we buy. Housing costs are another huge area where inflation hits hard. For many people, rent is their single biggest monthly expense. Maintenance costs, property tax bills, insurance bills. If you're trying to buy a home, you've seen it there too. Not only have home prices been climbing, but the cost of everything needed to maintain a home, from a new water heater to a simple can of paint, has also gotten more expensive. This makes the dream of homeownership feel further and further away for many hardworking people. And it doesn't stop there. Think about your utility bills: electricity, water, and natural gas. These necessary services often get more expensive as the companies that provide them face higher operational costs. What about services? The cost for your kids' daycare has likely gone up. The price of getting your car repaired has increased because parts and labor are more expensive. Even a simple night out, like going to the movies or grabbing a pizza with the family, delivers a bigger blow to the budget than it used to. These are not small things, they are the fabric of your daily financial life. We'll cut through the news noise and fear-mongering. We'll focus on the truth, because understanding it sets you free. It will help you make smarter decisions, build a solid plan, and move forward with confidence, not fear. Take a deep breath. We're in this together. So, you might be asking, Dave, why is this happening? Where is all this inflation coming from? It's a great question, and there's not one single bad guy to point to. It's usually a combination of factors. But to keep it simple, we can boil it down to 3 main reasons. The first reason is that it just costs more to make and sell things. This is what economists call cost-push inflation, but we'll just call it what it is: rising business costs. Think about a local pizza shop. If the price of flour goes up, if the price of cheese goes up, if the price of pepperoni goes up, if the minimum wage goes up, his labor costs increase. If his gas bills go up, if his electric bills are higher, to stay in business and make a profit, he has no choice but to raise the price of his pizzas. He's not being greedy, he's just trying to survive. Now, multiply that same situation across millions of businesses: car manufacturers, construction companies, clothing stores. When the fundamental costs of doing business rise, those costs almost always get passed down to you, the consumer, in the form of higher prices for the final product. The second major reason is that there's simply too much money chasing too few goods. This is called demand pull inflation. Imagine everyone in your town suddenly got a big pile of cash. People would rush out to buy things they've been wanting: a new truck, a bigger TV, nicer furniture. Now we get to the most important part of this whole discussion. Why does this stuff actually matter to you and your family? It matters because inflation is a silent thief that systematically steals the value of your hard work. The first and most immediate place you feel it is in your paycheck. Your boss might give you a 2% raise, and you feel pretty good about that. But if inflation is running at 4%, you didn't get a raise at all. You actually got a 2% pay cut in terms of what your money can actually buy. Your income went up, but your standard of living went down. It's because the finish line moved. Your paycheck is in a race against the rising cost of living, and if your income isn't increasing faster than inflation, you are losing that race. This makes it incredibly difficult to get ahead, pay off debt, build any kind of financial momentum. You feel like you're running in place, working harder and harder just to keep from falling behind. Inflation is also a direct attack on your savings. Let's say you did everything right. You were disciplined, you lived on less than you make, you managed to tuck away $10,000 for an emergency fund, or a down payment on a house. You put it in a standard savings account at the bank where it's safe. But if that money is just sitting there earning close to zero interest, and inflation is humming along at 3% a year, or 4% a year, your savings are losing purchasing power every single day. That $10,000 will buy you less next year than it does today, and even less the year after that. This is especially devastating for people on a fixed income, like retirees. Okay, we've talked about the problem long enough. Let's talk about the solution. You are not powerless in this situation. Panicking is not a plan. Freaking out doesn't pay the bills. You need a plan of action. Here are 4 simple, common-sense steps you can take right now. The first step: track your spending and create a written, zero-based budget. Use a kitchen table notebook and calculator. I know, I sound like a broken record, but it's the foundation of controlling your money. Know down to the penny where your money goes each month. Use a notebook. Use a simple spreadsheet. Use an app like EveryDollar. Give every single dollar a name before the month begins. This is not a straitjacket. It's freedom. You might see you're spending more on groceries. You might see you're spending more on gas. Then cut back intentionally on eating out, or cut back on subscriptions you don't use. A budget is your primary weapon in the fight against inflation. Second, adjust that budget as prices change. A budget is not a set-it-and-forget-it document. It's a living, breathing plan that must adapt. If the price of gas goes up, increase your gas budget. That means decrease allocation somewhere else. Have honest conversations with your spouse. Or have an honest talk with yourself. Cover your four walls starting with food, then utilities, then shelter, then transportation. Everything else comes after that. Third, be careful. Learn before big financial moves, especially investing. When people get scared about inflation, they sometimes jump into risky investments. They hear a get-rich-quick tip from a brother-in-law. They see something online that promises huge returns. That's a recipe for disaster. I want to end with something that is incredibly important for you to hear, and to let sink deep into your spirit. The fact that inflation is happening is not your fault. You didn't fail. You didn't do something wrong that caused the price of milk to go up. These are big macroeconomic forces at play that are far outside of your personal control. So please, release yourself from any guilt or shame you might be feeling. Feeling stressed out because your budget is tight doesn't mean you're bad with money. It means you're a normal human being responding to a difficult financial environment. But here's the other side of that coin. While it may not be your fault, it is your fight. You have to take responsibility for your own household. You can't just sit back and hope the government will fix it or that your boss will magically give you a huge raise. Hope is not a strategy. The power to change your family's financial future rests squarely in your hands. It rests on the daily decisions you make. You have the power to create a budget, to cut your spending, to find ways to increase your income, and to learn how to handle your money with wisdom and intention. The best antidote to fear is knowledge. The more you learn about how money really works, the less scary it becomes. This is what financial literacy is all about. It's not about complex formulas or risky stock market theories. It's about learning the basic, timeless principles of handling money. Have a plan, stay out of debt, save for the future, and be generous. In this channel, we'll talk about budgeting, money basics, career growth, and investing, always explained simply. If this video helped you understand inflation better, like the video and subscribe. In the next video, we'll talk about how inflation affects your monthly budget and what to do about it. Thanks for watching. No complicated jargon or confusing charts. Just a straightforward chat about your money. We'll break down inflation into small, manageable pieces. By the end, you'll understand what's happening and have a clear roadmap for what to do next. You'll be equipped because you'll act from knowledge, not anxiety. Let's get started.